Hello everyone, good day. I am prettytambule and I will be reporting about improving employee communication. So, in improving employee communication, we will tackle about three things. First is interpersonal communication skills, second would be written communication skills, and third, ethical communication. So first, let's talk about interpersonal communication skills. So, to increase interpersonal communication skills, one of the most common methods used is a training workshop conducted by an outside consultant. Although a large number of consultants lead communication workshops, such workshops only often bring short term improvement in skills. However, Preston and Lees in 1987 reported to produce a long-term improvement from their work with Custer Corporation in Salt Lake City. As the personal manager at Questar, Preston believed that the organization's managers were not properly trained in communication. Thus, Questar hired Lees as a communications consultant, and together, Preston and Lees designed a new training program that included seminars on awareness, nonverbal communication, assertiveness, and listening. In addition, Preston and Lees also used role play and group discussion. The revised training program brought more positive attitudes from supervisors and increased performance quality in tasks such as performance appraisal and training. Second would be written communication skills. So, written communication skills is very important, especially in replying emails, addressing complaints. So, attempts to improve quality of written communication have generally taken two paths. One approach concentrates in improving the writer's skills, and the other on its readability. So, with the increased use of email, effective writing skills are more essential than ever. It is difficult for an organization to overcome an employee's lack of formal training in writing. So, several consulting firms specialize in the improvement of employee writing by teaching employees the most important concepts of writing. For example, Broadbent in 1997 advises that writing can be improved when writers value what they write or set personal standards and goal. For example, vocabulary usage at the 12th grade reading level, there should be no grammar errors. Each document should be proofread twice. And to spend considerable time doing their own editing than giving it to someone else. And also, employees need to analyze their audience. So, if we know who our audience are, we will be able to think on what words are we going to use or how to deliver the message that we want to convey to the audience that who are going to receive our message. So, if our written communication is intended for a blue collar employee, then the readability must be kept simple. If the intended audience is a busy executive, then the message must be kept short. The second one would be readability. So, providing employees with important material to read will be an effective communication form only if, again, only if the employees can understand what is written. So, giving an important material to the employees will be useless if they cannot understand it. So, as a written communication can break down when material is too difficult for many employees to read. Some examples are the Federal Aviation Administration regulations and many airline company pilots association agreements are too difficult for pilots to read. Therefore, it cannot use its intended purpose since the people or the audience who ought to read it cannot read those. Second would be the corporate annual reports are too difficult for most adults to understand, according to Curtis in 1995. And the position analysis questionnaire is also too difficult for most job incumbents to read, according to Ash and Edgel in 1975. So, to solve this problem of complex reading levels in documents, in 2004, Governor Chris Gregoire in Washington state initiated a plain talk policy, requiring that documents be written at a level that could be understood by the general public, which means that those documents should be on a readability level which can be understood even for those people who didn't have a degree or a basic level reader. So, to ensure that employees will be able to understand written material, several readability indices are available, although each uses a slightly different formula or method. Namely, there are Dale-Chal Index in 1948, the Flesch Index, the Fog Index, and the Frye Readability Graph. So, the first one, the Dale-Chal Index, uses the number of words that are included in a list of words known by 80% of fourth graders. The Flesch Index uses the average sentence length and number of syllables per 100 words, while the Fog Index uses the number of words per sentence and the number of three-syllable words per 100. And the Frye Readability Graph uses the average numbers of syllables per word and the average length of sentence to determine readability. So, when an index is used, an organization analyzes the material to be read and then compare its readability level with the typical education of the employees who will read the document. For example, if most employees have high school diplomas but have not been to college, the document should be written at less than a 12th grade level. So, from these indices, it resulted that an easily read document has short sentences, uses simple words rather than complicated ones, and uses common words rather than unusual ones. And now we are on the ethical communication. So, in ethical communication, there has been a debate or a controversy whether to practice transparent communication. So, what is transparent communication? It is when there is an open and honest communication between employees and management regarding work-life issues. For example, during a layoff, when a company is starting to die down or their management want to lay off some of their employees, sometimes the supervisors or the presidents recommend their managers not to tell their employees. There are twofold consequences to this. So there are positive and negative. Not telling their employees, for example, would not degrade the efficiency of the employees. However, there are sometimes life decisions that will be affected when those employees are laid off, but then they haven't found another job. For example, an employee is trying to have a loan, feeling that he is secured because he is in that company. However, he is one of those people that will be laid off, but then he was not told to, so he wasn't ready to apply for another job, and he got the loan. Therefore, he will experience some problems in paying that loan. And not just that, he may experience difficulties, problems in the family, like conflict because of their, we can say, wrong decision at that time. So that could also be one of the problems. And also when employees try to find another job and they don't tell their managers or the supervisors, so their company would be also in a dire when they got off and that another company, but then the company that they left haven't found another employee to fill that position yet, then that would be a no situation. It wouldn't be a win-win situation. So that's why there are loss and gain and transparent communication. But in 2008, Ethics and Workplace survey done by Deloitte LLP, an independent consulting firm, 84% of employees surveyed said that transparent communication leads to a more ethical workplace. Therefore, in this situation, we have to consider whether we are an employee or the owner or the employer. It would be better to practice transparent communication. So, that would be all in improving employee communication. Thank you for listening and watching. I hope that you learned something and have a good day. God bless.